I want to tell you a story about a manifestation that seemingly went wrong or went awry. Last spring around this time, I think it was around April, but around this time, almost a year ago now, I was wanting to manifest a free season pass of golf. Okay? In the town that I live in, we have a 27-hole golf course, and I just love golf. I love it as a hobby. I love the freedom I feel out there. I think it's fun. It's a great time with friends. You're outside. It's exercise. It's challenging. It teaches you about life. I love it. It's just really, really expensive, and it's more expensive than it should be where I'm at, which is why I was like, look, I don't want to pay for golf here anymore. They charge way too much. So many of you guys might know, but many of you may not, that I'm a singer, and that's what I do for a living right now. And it's amazing, and I love it, and it's a blessing. And there was somebody, well, the owner of the golf course, okay? I knew him, and he sort of knew me. We'd run into each other a handful of times. But there was just one day where I felt this crazy inclination as I was driving home after the gym. I was going by the golf course. Something told me to just go in to see if this person was there, if the owner of the golf course was there, so that I could talk to him and just ask some questions and see where things come. It was a strong feeling, but it was also a very gentle nudge at the same time. It's hard to describe it. That's the best I can describe it. So I go there. I trust it. I don't go home, even though it was more convenient. I was already on my way home. I went there and trusted the feeling. And I walk in, and I'm kind of thinking what am I going to say or whatever. And I was just going to go with it, go for it if I did see him, if he was there, which the golf course is closed all winter long. So the golf course hadn't even opened up yet, but they keep the food portion of it. There's a little restaurant in the clubhouse that they keep open. So that was just my opportunity. And that's what made me think, okay, maybe he's there. I walk in, and guess who's sitting directly to my right at a table all by himself with some papers on the table. It was the owner. So I'm like, okay, wow, this is powerful. This led me here. This is great. Maybe this is going to lead to something. I don't know, but let's just talk and let's just give it a shot. Because if you have a manifestation that you're wanting to see in your life, but you're too afraid to take the action steps that come along, the opportunities, the synchronicities, or the inspirations or nudges that come along, well, then you're not doing your part. You have to play your part in allowing the manifestations to come as well. You have to be willing to take action, and that's what I did. I didn't convince myself that this was just an idea out of the ether, and it was just kind of a passing thought. I trusted the way that it made me feel, okay? So I go in, I start talking, I'm just we're just kind of talking, and he knows that I'm a singer, he knows, and he brings it up himself. He's like, look, I'm, and the papers that I mentioned that are on his table, he's like, these are the papers I'm doing. I'm wanting to renovate the clubhouse, and I'm going to put a little stage, and man, we would love to have your music. And so I'm like, okay, wow, this is good. That's just something that he brought up himself. And then we got talking about the golf course, and I'm like, when are your season passes going to come online and everything like that? And we started talking about all those things. And he brings up, again, him initiating it, not me asking this, him initiating it. He's like, well, if you want, I'd be down to do a trade if you would like that. Essentially, he's saying me singing for free, and he would exchange that for a season pass for free. Okay, so now I'm freaking out. I even said to myself, I think I just got caught up in the moment. I'm like, yeah, we could do an exchange, and I could pay the difference if you think. He's like, no, I would just, I'd give you the pass for you to sing here. And so he said that too, even more than what I expected. I was kind of expecting, just a discount on the season pass, but he's like, no, you can have the season pass, okay? So this is a perfect, lineup. I was in alignment. I just got done with the gym. I was feeling good, feeling fresh. Everything was, firing off inside of me. I had the feeling, I had the impulse. I go in, he's sitting right there. He's with his plans. He's literally planning out and seeing how he's going to, renovate this clubhouse and everything, okay? And so we shake hands. I'm like, yeah, that would be great. Just let me know when, he's like, yeah, I'm thinking that it's going to be, I'm wanting to get it done really quick. Maybe within the next couple of weeks it'll be done, and then we'll go from there. And I was like, cool, great. We exchanged numbers, and that was it. Shook his hand. It was a great conversation, and I walk out of there. I literally break down in my car because at the time, this was like one of the biggest manifestations that I had ever like put it out there, and it was just like a tangible manifestation, right? So like, I'm like calling people. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this just happened, and like something good is happening for me, because I was just going through a lot of struggles and at the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like finally I'm telling my friends, I'm not gonna have to pay to golf this year, boys, and all this, and like I'm excited, I'm pumped up about it, and it was amazing. That feeling was amazing. Long story short, it didn't happen. It did not work out. He wasn't able to get the clubhouse renovated. I think he thought that he could get it done and get it done fast, and it probably cost way too much or was more difficult than he thought. I don't know. And, I had texted him a few times, given him a couple calls, and he was ghosting me. And so I'm like, okay, I think I know what's going on here. And, I've seen him a couple times since, and we didn't really bring anything up. We both kind of knew. And I think he was avoiding it himself because he's the one who brought it all up, and, he probably felt a little bit guilty or a bit ashamed for leading me on like that, So it's just been kind of like that situation before. And so, initially, it was completely disappointing that, everything, literally 99% of everything that needed to happen happened. I got the signal. I went for it. I was brave enough to have a conversation with him, to initiate the conversation when I saw him. I said I said his name, and we started the conversation. I went in there on a whim, and I went with the impulse, and all those things happened, and it was this close. But that doesn't mean that something's went wrong. So I just want to relay that to you guys. If you've been this close to the dream job, the dream relationship, the dream whatever, something that you've been wanting to manifest for a long time, and it's been that close, and you followed all the breadcrumbs and the synchronicities, and you went literally 99% of the way like I did, and literally got the confirmation, like, look, this is happening, It's like I signed the deal, for the car at the dealership is what I had felt. And the only thing that I didn't have were the keys in my hand. That was the only thing that was missing. And that's the only part that fell through. But if that happened for you guys, it's not a failure. You need to celebrate that, because it could have been, you can look at it as a test from the universe. I don't really think the universe ever tests us in that way. I think we can define it that way. But I think in this situation, we can look at it as look, that was an opportunity that I had, given by the universe, given by my higher self, my guides, the synchronicities in my life, to see, am I going to act on this? Am I going to listen to the impulse? Am I going to follow it? And I did. And I learned from that situation. And now I know what that feeling feels like when I need to follow it, when I need to act on those impulses, even if it's just a little nudge, a little feeling, just a little passing thought that feels good. I need to act on that every single time, because those are the breadcrumbs that the universe gives us to guide us in the direction that we're seeking, or that is best for us, that we don't even know that is going to be the best for us. It's even better than what we wanted to manifest. And even though that didn't happen, that was a training ground, okay? I could have dwelled in it, gone into self-pity, poor me. It wasn't the time for it, and it's all good, and I realized that. I had the initial disappointment for sure. I'm a human. It was a bummer. I was super excited about it. But I needed to go through different things that year than just golfing, all the time that I would have been had I gotten that season pass. I needed to go through different things. I needed to experience different things, learn different things that if I would have gotten that manifestation, that I wouldn't have learned, and I wouldn't be who I am today, doing what I'm doing now, and all that jazz. So if you've been that close, don't get upset about it for too long. Initially, it's going to be disappointing. But if you've been that close, stay on the trail. That was just training. It's okay to you did everything, and it just wasn't the time. And that's another opportunity to be like, look, it just wasn't the time. This is an opportunity, as disappointing as this is, it's an opportunity for me to grow from it, for me to be appreciative of all the steps that I took to lead up to literally signing the contract at the dealership, but just not quite getting the keys in hand and driving it out of the lot. I was that close. How awesome is that? I was that close. I'm on the right track. I'm on the right trail. Now I know what to do. Now I know and understand what to do when I feel this certain way, when I have this nudge, when I have this thought, when circumstantially things happen. You know what to do. I know what to do now. So just keep going. Don't give up on it. Do not let it convince you that you're doing something wrong, or that it doesn't work, or, oh, it just doesn't work for you, and it's only for the special among us. It only works for certain people, that you just can't figure it out yet. Don't let it convince you of that. Continue to deny your senses. Accept what is. Be okay with what is. Be appreciative and grateful for what currently is manifested in your life. But deny all of it because you're convinced of the version of you and the things that you want existing right now. You're convinced that you already are what you want to be. You're already famous. You're already well known. You're already successful. You're already rich and abundant. You're already being of service to the world. You're already being recognized in your field. You already got that book written. You already got it published. All of those things. Just keep assuming, keep assuming, keep assuming, because you're that close. And sometimes things are just training grounds, and then you needed to experience something a little bit different, okay? And as this sun is literally setting so beautifully for all of you guys, let the sun set on your vibrations. I say it to you right now, you are closer than you've ever been before. You are on track. You are good enough. You're doing everything that you need to in life. You're so close. Don't let seemingly busted manifestations throw you off track. Don't let it throw you off. Be yourself. Deny everything that's going on in your life while being grateful for it at the same time. And watch what happens. Watch how the universe works in your favor, my friends. I love you guys so much. I really hope that resonates. I hope that helps you along your path. And we'll see you next time. I appreciate you very much.